My name is Paul.
His name is Paul, Hlebowitsch.
You missed an O, but it's a long name. This is actually my first time ever doing something like this. So I feel a bit like what Kevin was talking about with the whole dancing in the stomach. So let's just leap into it.
Yeah.
On the night of October 31st, 1999, you could see the pumpkin of the harvest moon setting over Iowa. My brother was 10, I was 6. We lived in a small house in Iowa, and we spent our time finding wizards in the willow trees, creatures in the cornfields, and horrors in the heat pipes that ran beneath our house. We were the kings of the night after dinner and kings of the mid-afternoon before. No one could stop us. Except our two sisters, who we despised. They would chase us around with perfume and we hated them. But this was All Hallows Eve, and my brother and I were coming back from a party at our local elementary school. The house was dark and there were no cars in the driveway. There was no indication that our parents were at home, and we knew that our sisters were at friends' houses. As I turned the key in the lock to open the door, we faced a moral dilemma, my brother and I. The same sort of moral dilemma that every kid faces. It goes a little like this. I'm an angel. I'm a devil. Do your chores and be a good boy. Eat everything in the fridge. Well, it didn't take long for us to decide between those two choices, and we made a beeline for the fridge, because inside those cheap plastic doors, inside a cheap plastic carton, was the nectar of the gods, chocolate milk. My brother and I never were allowed to have chocolate milk, due to the fact that I was a little bit faster, and a little bit bigger, a little bit older, and a little bit brighter. I reached the fridge first, got the carton, got a glass out of the cupboard, and poured myself a huge glass. My brother pulling out my leg, looking up at me, being like, "Come on, give me some of that." I hand him the carton. He pours it into his glass. A single drop falls into the glass. I left nothing for him. What did you expect? He's my little brother. He's a little annoying. He's terrible. So as I take the chocolate milk and bring it to my lips, the little man looks up at me, puts a scowl on his face, jumps up and slaps the cup. It goes flying through the air, splaying its wonderful contents all over the kitchen walls, the curtains, the tablecloth, everywhere. It lands on the ground. I would have yelled at him. I would have put him in a headlock and kept him there till he was sorry. But we heard something that made us realize we were not alone. Boom, boom, boom. The sound of footsteps coming from the upstairs, probably alerted by the loud crashing noise of the glass falling on the floor. Boom, boom, boom. The steps grew closer. My brother looked at me. I looked at him. Boom, boom, boom. My brother grabbed me. I grabbed him. If we were gonna die here, we would die in each other's arms as brothers. The shadow comes through the door. We scream. A large shadowy figure rises up, looming tall and proud and powerful. And it was no monster. It was no stranger. It was our father. And you know, that's really terrifying, because while he didn't seem to notice the strange embrace my brother and I were in. Instead, he looked past us to where the chocolate milk was staining the walls, staining the curtains, staining the tablecloth, running down onto the carpet. Do you think he was happy about that? No. He roared, "Who did this?" And again, my dull-eyed little brother flings me away from him, points at me and yells, "He did it!" So to this day, I will never share chocolate milk with my brother. And that's that.